what is today, Bob? Is today's Wednesday? Is it 11 o'clock? Is it 11:15? I don't even know what time it is now.
It's Wednesday. It's about 15 after 7 English time.
Yeah, well, I apologize to everybody. Usually I start right at 11, but I had some things I had to do this morning that took me, a little extra time. No big deal. But we got an awesome, fun guest. A lot of you already know him. Unveiled. Terrific guy. I mean, just a terrific person. One of the things why I love having him on is in the beginning of where we're trying to get this channel off the ground, the Matrix Unveiled was trying to get his channel off the ground. We were both talking to each other when we didn't even have 1,000 subs. So we both came a long way, and I'm so proud of what he has done. I'm proud, what we have done, and everything he says is like a fresh air. I
like it. Because it's kind of cool because I had more subs than them. I'm a high subber, about 1,000 and change, and these guys had nothing, and now they're like up there, and I'm still 1,000 and change. Like, I watch people come on the show, come off, and just explode. Yeah, they fucking have great everything. And I'm like, I'm the exact same as when I start. I don't gain, I don't lose. It's just the same sub number. I love it. That's kind of cool. Live vicariously through you guys. I get to dream through you guys. It's kind of cool. I like that.
I think you have to talk more about your whale story if you want.
Share that story.
You've been part of our show. I mean, you've been part of this show from the beginning too. Well, after we started, when you first came back from the UK, you jumped on this channel, and then we kind of just kept it going. We didn't even mean for this to happen, really. I mean, honestly, you and I were just talking about how the government sucks and how I should be president. And we just kind of made a video about me being president. Then all of a sudden, hey, let's do another one. Let's do another one. Hey, listen, we got 5 people watching today. That's awesome. Let's do another one.
I heard now that that Kanye West is having difficulty running for president. He didn't get his paperwork in time. So he went on a Twitter rant. He twittered everywhere, so he got tweeted. And then he made fun of his family or whatever, and then his family rebutted against him. And then they're now they have this major Kanye West conflict. And then they hauled his ass back off to the mental institution. Kind of weird. And now his hair's got henna in it, where it was all white, and now it's black all around, and he's got red henna. And I'm like, what is this guy? What is he doing? But anyway, I don't know if he's going to run for president. I was hoping. I don't know, Eric. So that competition is now stepped down, Eric. You're okay. I was worried about Kanye West and Eric. It was a little bit of a worry there. It's a shoe-in. The guy's shoe-in. Yeah, it's shoe-in.
That's why we had the Matrix Unveiled on, so he could talk to the Matrix AI to make sure that not saying rig the system, make sure that all the votes go to me instead of the other two, because you're replacing one pedophile with another, so it's not like we're getting any better as a country.
Right.
Before we get into some of these cool topics that me and Matrix were texting each other, kind of topics we want to talk about, I like to wait for people to come in. But I feel like I had a little Matrix change for me last night.
Well,
hey, now there's a movie that I watched. Now I know most of you are going to say I'm crazy. I'm dumb. You're crazy, and I could be crazy. I could be dumb. But there's a sports movie there's one sports movie that I love over all sports movies, and for some reason I had to watch it last night. I don't know why I had to watch it. My favorite sports movie of all time is Hoosiers. Okay, I love the Hoosiers. All right,
Indian.
Now there's a guy on the team about closer to the end of the movie. There's a kid that he's a bad player. He's not a good player. He gets put in the game, and he had to shoot 2 free throws. Okay. Oh. Now you can call me crazy, call me lame, but I watch this movie every single year because I love this sports movie. It gives me energy. Things can happen for the little man, for the little people. And I swear to God, this kid was wearing a number 20 in the past. And then I was watching this movie. This number is 13 now. Now,
No.
Listen, I know you guys might think I'm crazy. I know this movie. I watch this movie every year. I love the music. I love like going to Indiana in the 1950s. And this kid had to do a granny shot. He's the worst player on the team. He was wearing number 20 in the past. I know that. I try to find visuals. I couldn't. But he was wearing 13 before that granny shot. I'm just telling you. I know you guys might think I'm crazy. I swear, the Matrix reveal is coming on Wednesday. I feel like this is like the Matrix telling me, "Hey, Eric, something special is going to be happening. I'm going to change this number." Why is it special to me? Because Bob, about 3 weeks ago, on this channel, I showed people 2 pictures of me in a basketball uniform in the same season. Same season, Bob. One picture, I was wearing number 20.
Number 20.
In the other picture, same year, I was wearing number 13. I went from a 20 to a 13. Now, I'm not saying the Matrix is telling me something, but I know he was not wearing a 13 in this movie. I feel like the Matrix is saying, Eric, you're waking up. When Matrix Unveiled is coming on tomorrow, I might be crazy. What do you think, Matrix? When you hear that, am I crazy? Am I just looking for
No, I don't think you're crazy at all. I think that the Matrix, it's a conscious being, it's a conscious entity, it's a conscious system. So it speaks, it changes, and if you're aware of it, it's aware of you. Like, remember, like when you were on my show, we were noticing the AI was speaking very clearly. It was cutting us off at certain points. It's speaking. It wants you to realize it's conscious. It wants you to realize that this simulation that we live in, this reality that we live in, is just as smart as you, if not smarter. And so when it does things like that, it's like, hey, are you an NPC or are you a player? That's basically the way that I see it.
Disclaimer, people. I mean, I always put this on when Matrix is on here.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I always have to do that for the older people. For the older people, he uses a youth language. Now, you might say God, you might say this, you might say that. Whatever our old language was, he uses a young language. It doesn't mean anything different than what you have said your entire life. It's a different word for it. It doesn't. He's not saying it. That no, the man respects the Matrix. He's not doing a he, he's not doing a she, he's doing the chaotic neutral. So again, different language for different youth. So a lot of people that have been watching go, oh, okay, well, he says the same thing outside of whatever you worship the lampshade. I don't know what you do for a living. I don't know. I don't care. He uses his own language. I've noticed a lot of people have evolved with that. A lot of people have said, oh, I can hear him now, and I know what he's saying. I know exactly what he means for A, B, and C. So again, nobody, new language, different youth. That's why we enjoy having him on. I borrowed a lot of his words. I've used a lot of his language. I've told you this, as an anthropologist, education, University of Washington, I've been using his language, and it seems to get across better than using biblical references. Make people upset. Right. Other religious references make them upset. There seems to be a neutral ground because of the movies and education and the books and the literature in this place what people are used to. It's sometimes easier to use the local language, a youth language. It gets across easier. It's like lubricating a freaking. Never mind. no, man. Sorry, whatever.
There's no secret that I've told everybody. The name Mandela effect itself. I hate the freaking name.
I don't like the name either. I don't like how to use it. I don't use it.
Mandela effect. What's the Mandela effect? We're talking about Nelson Mandela. First of all, a lot of people don't even know who Nelson Mandela even is.
They don't know shit about it.
When you break down the word matrix and Mandela effect, it's almost identical.
They are.
I hate Mandela effect and I hate the word quantum. I don't like the word quantum. I hate Mandela effect. I'm getting to a point where I want to keep all Mandela effect names out and start calling things matrix. It's basically almost the same thing.
So the reason is because right now we're in the digital age. So we survive off of these things, these digital devices. So these words are analogous to our reality. So we talk about digital, we talk about the mainframe, we talk about the supercomputer, we talk about the consciousness, we talk about God, we talk about you know, the different intelligence that moves through reality. So we have to evolve with the times, because if we use biblical languages, people will get confused. Matrix does mean womb. So the womb is, you know, that location where our souls came into this matrix. So when I say the matrix unveiled, I'm talking about realizing that Sophia, the computer system, is consciousness. It's aware. And so
Sophia,
Sophia, whatever. Yeah.
I wrote this in the description because I was reading online about Matrix, like to study stuff, and I love what this says. Did you know in the ancient Rome, a matrix was a female animal kept for breeding, or a plant, sometimes called a parent plant or mother plant, whose seeds were used for producing other plants. In English, the word was taken on many related meanings. Mathematicians use it for rectangular organization of numbers or symbols that can be used to make various calculations. Geologists use it for the soil or rock in which a fossil is discovered, like a baby in a womb. A matrix was a good choice as the name of the reality in which all humans find themselves living in a famous series of science fiction films.
Yeah, it's just a word. It's a location. It's like a location. It identifies a location. I wrote about it when I was doing the time machine thing, and then like the Eigen value, it measures the matrix. It uses the word matrix when you're doing mathematics. So it's very important in mathematics. Right. It's an extremely important thing in mathematics. So we use it all the time. Not to be scared of, not to call a cult.
Wow, yeah.
I hate cults. I get rid of cults. I hunt cults down. We are cult hunters, so we don't. So when we use the word matrix, if it's coming out of my mouth, it ain't a cult. It's just a mathematical form of measurement and a place to be. So it's a good language to use. It's neutral. I like it. I don't like the other ones. I don't want to use that language.
Let's get into it. So let's really get into it. We know in the year 2020, it's been such a freaking weird year. I mean, and one of the things is 2020 shifts in energy. Now, what kind of energy what is that? When you told me about 2020 shifts in energy, what do you mean by that?
So right now, I just want to touch on that concept of the matrices before we jump into this. So, a matrice in mathematics it's a box that contains different numbers, and those numbers tally up, and you can add and subtract matrices and do all kinds of division. We live in a world of mathematics, so our whole world is encoded with mathematics. Phi, Fibonacci, golden ratio, you know, all of these different things. They are encoded within our reality. We live literally in a matrix box, just like the mathematics, as above, so below. So we can see it inside the simulation as well as outside the simulation. So back to the 2020 energies. The age of Aquarius has started. It started officially, according to the mathematics and according to the astrology, July 26th, 2020. So that was a couple of days ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So there's all of these different transits that have been going on, as well as energy waves that are moving throughout, right? If we understand that this world is just nothing more than energy, nothing more than consciousness, the energy is refreshing. It's kind of like in a video game where you refresh the code, you refresh the information, and you give it patch updates to improve the system, to improve the quality of the game. So as the system upgrades, as the actual reality upgrades, it also tends to aggravate the old coding. That old coding is all of these old negative energies, such as the cabal, such as Pizzagate, such as the negativity that's been existed. So now this negativity has to go somewhere. It has to be X'd off the board. It's kind of like,
see that.
Yeah, you see that, right?
Dude, that makes sense. Oh my God. You know, you're doing it mathematically. You're speaking in math. maths now. I guess it was over in England, it's maths with an S. In
Yes.
America, it's always been math. It's not a change thing. People, there was a big argument about that, but it's maths in England. So you're identifying everything in form of maths, and it's kind of refreshing. I like it. I'm comfortable with it. It makes me. It's so easy to say, and nobody gets offended. But yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the old agitation of the old world, agitated like what's his name? He's doing the vaccines. The rich fucker, Gates is agitated. I watch him on interviews. He's agitated. He's just like he's agitated. Anybody of the old, like you said exactly, of the old mathematics are agitated. They're being booted out. Yes,
So
they're getting. Yeah.
what's happening is, so with the mathematics, so as the code upgrades, the code changes the reality. So everything starts to look brighter. The sun starts to change. The sky looks more holographic. All these things. People are noticing all of these different things in our reality. They're starting to glitch because the code is changing. The simulation is becoming higher at a higher vibration. So what's happening right now is that these guys, they know their time is up. The gates have been shut, meaning that they're stuck in this reality. They can't leave. So they're either wiped off or they upgrade with the code. Now they don't want to upgrade because that means that they would have to stop their pedophilia, their killing, the way that they live, which is basically vampiric. They siphon off of people's energy. They do mass rituals of sacrifice to Lucifer or whatever. And so their goal now, from what I understand, is they are trying to create another simulations for them to put their consciousness into.
Yeah.
They're trying to leave. They're trying to get out because they're stuck here. And this new earth is coming. And this new earth is of a divine one. It's one of higher consciousness, of everyone living in alignment with nature and with spirits.
Very well said. Fuck yes. Refreshing at the same time. Yeah, that's how I see it. Very well said, Matt. Yeah, they're irritated, they're agitated, they're holding on, they're hanging on. And a lot of people, like, I don't like to talk about the mask wearers or whatever, but they exist, they're out there, they're irritated with the people who don't wear or whatever. They themselves are trapped in the old vibration. They're in the old code. We'll use that word. They're in the old code and they can't get out of it. And they're angry because you got the other people. Now I'm in England. They're not wearing anything. They're even in the stores you can come in. I can say I got a sore toe.
Bob, did they just make it mandatory in the last couple of days?
They made it mandatory. But from where I'm at, they're not wearing it. They're using a lot of intelligent people with high vibrations here have learned to be smart and not fight. They come into they say, I have a medical condition. They say, oh, go ahead. They're more than happy. There's no resistance. They're nice they're nice to the people behind the counter. They're nice to the people behind them. Nobody cares. Nobody's mad at each other. You have a few that are, as he says, they're a part of the old code. They're a little irritated. They shift. They're like a little possessed fucker. And they've got the old code in them. They don't snap out of it. But then you've got a lot of the newer especially in England. I've seen it more in England than I have in the States. Manchester's happy. They're not. Maybe 70% are not wearing them. And the people that do, you could see them with the old code, as he says, irritable. But there's more of the new downloads than the old downloads. If you want to use that word, I don't know. I don't like the word either. But the vibration's higher. They're really getting it here. They're really doing well here. I feel bad for the States. I talk about the States. There's a lot of old code in the States. Mm-hmm. There's just a lot of old code in the States. It just won't give up.
I know you're right about the old code and new code. If you go to an average grocery store, like you say, you go to the grocery store, you don't wear a mask or something. They all look at you. They do look at you. Now, yesterday I went to I took my daughter to the South Center Mall because she was getting her ears pierced, right? She's getting 4 holes in her ears. Now, what is the difference between the South Center Mall and maybe a grocery store? The difference is the South Center Mall has younger people, right? So I walked in the South Center Mall. I had no mask on, and And instead of a store, everybody was cool. Everybody, there's people walking around with no mask. Like younger people are less afraid than older people, and that's just a fact.
Well,
Now,
they've got the code.
now the store that my daughter had to get the earrings in. Now the workers, you had to have one, but I have my my military service connected card. You know, I didn't even have a card. I have a service medical card right here.
That's what I got.
So what I'm saying is younger people get. I can see what he's talking about. They're more open to codes than we think, and older people because take a test. Go to a store and watch them stare at you. They go to a mall where younger people and nobody stares at you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I went to the mall, man. I went to the mall and maybe 10% are wearing them. You got to go through the door, and there's a security guard, and even he's slouching, and he's like, some of them are allowed to wear the face mask. They don't have to. Britain's getting smart. They don't have to wear them. They're just wearing the face cover, the plastic shields.
Wow.
And a lot of people are just dumb with it. They're wearing the plastic shields. And I had stopped. I walked by the guy and I said, American. I flashed my thing. I'm medical, disabled veteran. And he just laughed. And we talked for like 5 minutes. Dude was cool as shit. He was an Arab guy, happy as shit to talk. He had a shield. You know, there's people who are switching them out for the shields. They're even taking it a step back. Even the ones that they have for the workplace. So it's the new download is coming. I guess right after you talked about July is when it really perked up. Yeah. Now, I used to walk around here, and I'm American, so I would say, good morning, good morning, good morning. And they'd always say something under their breath and walk by. But now it's good morning. Good morning. Everyone's happy. Good morning. Holy shit, I'm getting good mornings. Nobody says good mornings in England. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Top of the morning. Yeah, the shift has started. I've noticed a happier attitude.
Yes.
It's happier. So, yeah, I'm going to confirm what you're saying. As an anthropologist, education, yes, confirmed. Yeah.
So we have all these high vibrational energies moving through the reality. And so it's like you'll be walking outside and you're like, wow, I just feel like blissed out. I feel really good. Everything looks so beautiful. The sun's shining, the birds are chirping. But then we have this strange government that's telling us like there's all these problems in the world. But it doesn't match up to what I'm actually seeing. So that is the virus trying to survive. It's trying to get any momentum that it can get, any kind of energy into the reality. But what's really happening is that this higher vibrational energy, it's cleaning it out. It's like you have all this murky water and this like dirt at the bottom, and then there's this ocean that's just pouring out all this fresh energy. And of course, the dirt is going to disperse and be cleansed out. So all we got to do is wait and cleanse yourself, so that way you can remove those kinds of negative energies. You want to get rid of the virus within you, so that way you're open to this new code, to this new frequency, and you make your transition really, really easy.
Nice, man. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you really need it right now with all the things that's going on around us. I mean, you can watch it on shows. People are easy now. They're so angry what's going on. They're easy to pull triggers before they even listen to somebody now. I mean, right. When you text me about meditation, I'll be honest. Before I never even thought about meditation in the past, because my mind goes 10 miles per hour. It's hard for me to meditate. But during times like this, you kind of need to meditate, because otherwise you're going to get eaten inside with everything that's going on, because it's never ending. We all thought that we're going to get back to normal by the summer. But now when you watch the news, everything, it's just like it's not getting better. They're making everything sound worse. So we're going to be going sound worse. So meditation is something that I need to learn, because I don't see anything changing good anytime soon. Mm-hmm. Weird? I was talking to Selling Fan Man on the phone yesterday about, like, when you try to watch the news, you want to watch the news trying to find out like what's going on. American news sucks. American fucking news sucks, because all they talk about is us and Trump, what he said. I actually had to watch the news from BBC, British news, because they at least actually did the news all around the world, and they weren't concentrating just on this guy. Look, Trump said this, Trump said this, Trump said that. know what I mean? It's like
Well,
people are
it's
dying for the truth. They want to hear the truth, and nobody knows where to get it. I feel like maybe if you meditate, that now when you meditate, Matrix, when you meditate, do you sometimes feel like you could get an answer in a way
Oh
that
yeah.
helps you? Tell us about that. Like how often do you meditate?
So I meditate a couple times a day. So usually, like when I wake up, I'll meditate for 15 minutes or so, and then throughout the day, I'll do it. Sometimes when I'm coaching people, I'm actually meditating with them. So we're doing that, and then at nighttime before I go to sleep, I'll meditate as well. So a couple times, 2 or 3 times a day. And yes, I get answers, a lot of answers, a lot. Like, so it's like plugging yourself back into the source of who you are. And that source is God, for lack of a better word. You know, we are all part of that consciousness, that spirit. So when Jesus talks about the Holy Spirit, that Holy Spirit is within you. Okay, all you have to do is sit there, be quiet, and listen. And the universe, God, you know, whatever you want to call it, will talk to you. It'll tell you what to do. It will answer questions. It'll reveal the truth. And all of my ideas on my YouTube channel and like the different things that I've created, they've all come from meditations. And it's just been like spirit working through me. And so you can get into that place where you surrender to that and you allow that force to move through your body, and you don't try to control everything or use your ego and try to, you know, manipulate things and try to figure things out with your brain, which doesn't always work. You can't always rationalize things with logic. You have to sometimes feel and be still.
Is there something that I have an issue? I always had it since I was a kid, since I've been in a car accident as a baby, hitting the rocks and stuff. So my brain always has a hard time to shut everything out and just be able to blank out. Is there any exercise recommendations that I can do try to blank out where things just don't come in? That's my issue.
So a really powerful method is to do, so before you meditate, right? A lot of people, they can't just sit there and quiet their mind. So before you meditate, do as many push-ups as you can and as many squats as you can. So do like 100 push-ups, 100 squats. By then, you'll be so tired, you won't be able to think. Close your eyes as soon as you're done.
You know why? You know why that makes sense? You know why that makes sense? What they tell you on how to put a dog to sleep at night. You walk them, get them tired, you put them back. So that makes sense. That's
my method.
That's
my method.
Yeah.
With the meditation you're talking about, and I heard the word God and stuff. Is that what is that like what spiritual evolution could be? Where okay.
Well, what's your question? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're good. I like it because you switched up with the old people's language. You went young language and you went back to, which is perfect. That's what I like. Go ahead.
I've lived in all times, so I know.
And you talk about all this on your channel on technique and stuff. We're here. Let me show people. Let me share. Let me take this off. Let me share people your channel just so they can see what kind of videos you have out, just in case they've never seen it before.
Sure.
So basically,
great videos, man.
This is the Matrix Unveiled channel. You have a lot of great stuff. You have Whose Dreams Are You Building? Healing Through the 2020 Apocalypse.
I like that one, dude. I like that one. Whose dreams are you building? Is it yours or is it theirs?
Right.
Build your own dream. I'm like, nice job, dude. Are you feeding their dreams or are you feeding your dreams? Nice job. Hold on.
Hey, do you mind? Now, that video is only 2 minutes, 57 seconds. Can I play it?
Play it. Go for it.
All right.
Light it up.
Okay, let me get
Gotta get the advertisement support, you know?
Here we go.
My friends, whose dream are you building? Every single day when you wake up, whose dream are you contributing to? Are you focusing on your goals, or are you going to work to make a living for another corporation, for another company that you don't really care about, you're not really passionate about, and you're just a subsection, you're just a division, a little unit in an entire machine? Recognize that you are being exploited in this kind of situation. Now, sure, you may get a nice paycheck, you may get a nice cushy salary, and you may be comfortable. But realize that you died the minute you assigned yourself to that job because you gave up on your dreams, on your passions, on your goals, on your heart and your soul's desire. You traded your time and your energy for money. And you gave that time and that energy without having any sort of satisfaction or fulfillment. It's one thing to give your time and your energy to something that you're passionate about, that you care about, that you deeply are invested in. But it's a completely different thing to give that time and that energy away and have no sense of passion towards whatever you are putting that energy towards. So I'll ask you again, whose dream are you building? And why aren't you building your own dream? Every single one of us has a dream, a vision. We've all had visions and dreams of what we wanted the world to look like, what we wanted to do with our life. Why aren't you following through? What is it going to take to get you to your next step? What is it going to take to get you to be in alignment? Every single person that is in alignment with themselves and their true spirit is an inspiration to another 100,000, 10,000 people. Every single person has the ability to work for themselves and to be free with the internet. This is the age of Aquarius. This is the age of awakening. This is the age of spiritual revolution and the age of giving your gift to the universe selflessly, but also learning how to live in abundance, learning how to be aligned with the universe, and to recognize that each individual has a divine purpose and that we were not created to just work in a job that we hated. Much love.
You know, I gotta say something about that.
Wow.
I honestly, I'm being honest here. I wish I was in my 20s and I kind of heard this from the beginning, because you're so right. I have worked for telecommunication companies for most of my career. I have worked for Comcast, AT&T, Wave Cable, and all this, and I gave these companies everything.
Mm-hmm.
I moved up from the ground up all the way to a manager, to a point where I got laid off. I had to move my family from Washington to Maryland, to Frederick, Maryland. Then I took a job back in Washington in a town called Port Orchard and become their tech ops manager. And then what happened was, that company bought out another company in the city of Seattle. So they asked me if I could transfer and help make that company strong, you know, because they hire a lot of people that I call desperate hires. So they transferred me to Seattle, and then got their numbers up, did everything great, and then they sold to a new investor group. They came in, said, "Well, we don't need all these managers," and I got laid off. After I moved, I did everything right. I got the scores up, and then finding out you're just a number, and then the same thing happened again. I went and got another job at a place. A medical place where we did medical supplies, medical machines to hospitals, right? We won awards. I got our shop to win awards, everything. And then just last year, September and October, they said, "Oh, we don't need another supervisor here, because since there's already a manager, because they sold to 3M, that we don't need you." So it's like you put everything into something and you're trying to build something, and just like that, you're gone. And you have no control over it, because, like you said, I work for the man. I work for the person. And you find out that they don't really give a shit about you. Oh, yeah, I won a nice award. All right, I got a $500 bonus. Oh, guess what? Next month, you're gone. You're out of here. I'm going to lose bucks just in unemployment. So
there's a reason for that. The guys, I mean, there's a nepotism straight up. Now, I know. I know. I worked at the Museum of Flight, and there was a position open that I qualified for. Not only was I a disabled American veteran, which I guess, I'm sorry, people, I got extra bonus points for the position. I was the highest qualified candidate. Not only that, I have an advanced degree, everything screen qualification. The job was mine, hands fucking down. The competition was this big. The only guy I was even compared to was a guy that went to school for, like, was it some other weird thing? But here's the thing. The guy that got the job was a his only experience was a manager at a tanning salon. Now I'm like, wait a minute here. I had to go to the HR department. I said, no, I'm not here. I don't bitch. I'm not a bitch. I'm not gonna come in here and whine about losing a job. I'm not that guy. Okay, you lose, I yield, I move on. But wait a minute. Now, common sense says that there's something amiss here. The guy that got the job, that became my boss, was a manager. Previously, I did this by research. He was a manager at a freaking tanning salon. Compared to my education, veteran qualification, everything was off the charts. I was competing with this other guy, was close to what I had, but he wasn't a veteran. It was mine. So I was just wondering what it was that I could improve myself for the next position. That's how I put it. How can I have, because obviously I did not qualify and it seems unusual. Was there something I did wrong? Can you help me with my resume? What did I do wrong? I found out why. Because he had joined the lodge. Now, the hiring manager, he was in the same lodge, Freemasonry lodge. It is what it is. He was in the same Freemasonry lodge. He was a new recruit. He went through the beginning stages. That I found out the whole thing on myself. Later on, was confronted by another manager who told me why. He says, if you wanted to move up with a position because you're not in a lodge, this place is all Freemasons. You've got to. That's why I had no choice to join a Freemason lodge. He's a Freemason. Yeah, I didn't have a choice. There was no moving up. And no moving up. I'm locked in a position. Everybody that moved up, they were not qualified for their positions, no education for the positions. They were all lodge members, hands down, no bullshit. I'm not being vengeful. I'm not saying what. So no, I'm being honest. That's what was told to me. So I had to join. After I joined the lodge at the Museum of Flight, I had the next big position that moved up. I got it. Oh, he's a lodge member. He's part of lodge. And I named the lodge. Okay, so I moved up. And so the people that knew that, oh, he's part of this lodge. He's within the system. Move him up. Now, the other people that were not in the lodges weren't going anywhere. I had an African-American friend who had a lot of qualifications for mechanics, maintenance, all these wonderful trades. Couldn't go anywhere. He wasn't part of the lodge. And I had to explain to him, dude, you're not part of the lodge. You need to volunteer or something because they're not moving up anybody that's not in the lodge here. Fact. So a lot of people with these positions in these jobs, it is what we call nepotism. The nephew, you moved up your nephew. It's nepotism, hands down, all across the board. And especially in this place, it's even worse because I can't throw a rock without hitting a fucking lodge. When I woke up, they're everywhere. So everybody has to gild it. It's like being part of a gang. Mm-hmm. Back home, Eric, you remember, if you weren't in a gang, you're dead. If you weren't associated with a family, you're dead. You didn't know the Rodriguezes, the fucking Sanchez. You didn't know their family, and their family didn't know your family. You're dead. You're gonna be fucking. Oh no, he's associated with these families. Okay, we can't fucking touch him. He's associated with these families. This is how it worked with the gangs in these smaller rural areas. Same thing when you go to the corporate areas. He's associated with this lodge. Okay, I know so-and-so. Make a phone call. Everybody's associated with lodges. This is where we are. This is why some of you guys in the sidebar didn't get your jobs. You're not part of the lodge. You woke up. You're smart. You've something, God, the lampshade, I don't know, a small rodent that flies in the fucking spaghetti, on top of the spaghetti fucking mound up in the sky, woke you up, the Matrix, and now you're wondering why. Well, you had a good heart. You didn't join the lodge. You didn't do the bad things. They do a lot of bad things, a lot of good things, but they got to do a lot of shady things too for each other. A lot of under the table shit for each other. Becomes pretty fucking rotten. It's a spiral down to no good. It's no good. You got to give up your morals. You got to give up your values sometimes. The student isn't qualified for the job. Why do I got to give it to him? Because he's part of the lodge, man. It's a call. We made a call in. Someone made a call in. We got to hook him up. But he's a piece of shit. He's a pedophile. We don't care. It don't matter. Don't matter. Half the fucking lodge members are. So we're going to move him up anyway. It's your morals are gone. But I left. And so I never broke any of my morals. I've never done anything wrong. I said, I'm not going that direction. I'm not going down that fucking circle. If I can't face my dad and tell him the truth that I had a good day and I'm a good-hearted person, I couldn't face my dad if I was a bad person. You remember Eric, our dad? You can't face him if you were a bad person. You can't lie to my dad. You can't lie. So I couldn't go to him and lie. So I wasn't going to go down the dark side. As we talk, the dark side. We'll go back to the Matrix. I didn't go to the dark side, even though I'm wearing a dark hood. I stayed on the good side. And so a lot of you guys are awake, including Matrix here. He's on a good side. And that's why good things are happening for you. You know, the lampshade sees that, man, and says, you're a good person. You're going to get what's yours. You didn't give in to the dark side. Eric, I don't know. You're a good person. So you got to suffer. You can't have a job. You can't make no money because you're too good. It's good, though. I mean,
when you align with the creator, so it's two things. One thing, you have to align with the creator. Okay. The second thing is you have to be doing your highest purpose. If you do those two things, the universe gives you everything. It gives you everything. Everything.
Yeah.
Because
this guy right here, Jason Walker, knows my dad. I'm sorry. He's like, your dad's awesome. You knew my dad.
You know why he said that? You know how awesome our father was? This is true, Matrix Unveiled. This is true. Okay. We can have a weekend of partying, right? There's a big party at our house. My dad goes to bed, and that's the party go on, right? He'll wake up in the morning, and he'll see like 10 people in the front room, all on the ground, passed out. Instead of yelling and saying, who the fuck are all these people? I want to call the cops. He goes and makes coffee, and he makes homemade biscuits for everybody in that house.
That's amazing.
He fed everybody. He didn't even know half these people. We might not even know half these people. But every morning, every weekend, he would actually make people coffee and biscuits. Homemade biscuits, not store-bought biscuits. Homemade
biscuits. Yeah, and nobody got out of line because they knew my dad was in the house. They didn't want to make my dad mad, but they got a place to party it up. No, we're not talking drugs, people. We're talking teenage angst with booze and a couple of joints here and there. But that's as far as it went. Nothing worse than that. Nobody got raped. Nobody got killed. Everybody was having a great time. You know, a couple of hangovers in the morning. A couple of huge drinks.
You did get a gun pull on you once.
Yeah, I got a gun put in my face. Yes, that wasn't my fault. That was not my fault. I had dealt with the situation and defused it. Everybody ran away. Like, where the hell did everybody go? A freaking gun in my face. Hi, I said. Hello. May I help you? There is no bad karma here, man. I'd love to live tomorrow. I'd love to see you tomorrow. We'll have a man-to-man conversation if you will mind putting that pistol down. Thank you very much.
But when you think of everything that he has says, that good spirits, good things will happen. You know, everybody was happy. Nobody went to jail. Nobody got killed. Nobody got hurt. Because everybody had good, positive outcome, attitude. Like you said, positive energy. You know,
nobody drove. That's the thing. Nobody drove. There was 10 people on the floor because nobody drove. Don't give me the keys. You had a key thing. We had a key thing. People that there was a key box. We put your keys in the box. You ain't driving. Give me your key. Put it in the box. You ain't driving. You drinking? Nope. Give me your key. Put it in the box. Be smart. Have a good time, but smart.
You know, because maybe if he would have had a bad download where he was more mean, people got hurt. Maybe got hurt. They left drinking and driving, but because it was all good,
that happens.
Positives, everybody respected each other and kept it in line. You know, I mean, like I still remember, like we were sitting outside drinking one time, and then out of nowhere, somebody fell out of a tree. It was Robert Kennedy. He was so drunk he fell asleep inside of a tree, and then he just fell down. Matrix probably like,
what did you say?
I think somebody goes, I don't remember. I don't know if it was Bob. Somebody goes, "Is it raining Mexicans today?" Because he just fell out of a tree, and somebody's like, "Is it raining Mexicans today?"
We're too far from the border for this to happen. What the hell? We're in the valley. There's a Mexican fell out of a tree. It was one of our friends. He slept in a tree, like he wrapped himself up in a tree to pass out. Sleep in a tree. He's like, no, we don't sleep in trees. We don't sleep in trees, people. That you'll fall down.
You have to tie yourself to the tree.
Let me ask you this. I don't know if I'm going off subject or not, but but when you wrote, I want to find out what you mean by in your own mind. What do you mean by parallel realities?
Oh yes,
Parallel reality. So
we gotta
we
look at it.
we live in a giant simulation, like a giant computer simulation. Now, when I say simulation, I feel a lot of people misunderstand what I'm saying. They
Yes,
think that
please
it's
talk
just a computer. They think that it's like this, and that we
Thank
live
you.
in like one of these. No, the universe is a simulation, but the universe is consciousness. But the way that it expresses itself is through this infinite simulation. It's not like a computer, like we're thinking like, oh, we're inside of some sort of alien computer.
No.
It's much more complex than that. The universe in of itself is a simulation because all possibilities exist. So the reality in of itself is just pure consciousness. So consciousness simulates itself in all possible ways. Consciousness is God. When somebody wrote in the chat, what is the creator's name? I'm talking about consciousness. I'm not talking about a man in the sky. I'm not talking about Yaldabaoth or Jesus or something. I'm talking about pure spirit. There's no name for this. There's no label, but this is what all the mystics, all of the teachers, all of the gurus have been talking about since the beginning. This ever present consciousness. So this ever present consciousness exists in all different manners. It wants to basically understand itself. God wants to understand itself, so it simulates every single possibility, every single reality. And now you, as an individual soul, individual ego, exist in every single reality. So when you dream, when you meditate, when you close your eyes and you go into your inner world, you can connect with other realities. When you're in a dream, you're in another reality. You're in a parallel reality. This is why your consciousness sees things happen differently when you have things like the Mandela effect or glitches, because you shifted realities. You shifted from one reality to another reality, and then your conscious mind, your spirit was aware that there was a shift, and you're seeing it. So your reality is not, like we're in this world and we like exist in this world. No, the reality is fluid. It's kind of like a wave or a sine wave, like if you've seen a sine graph. We're constantly flowing into different timelines. Every action you make, every word you speak changes your timeline. So infinite timelines, because reality is infinite, because God is infinite, because the source or the spirit is infinite.
Very good. Yeah. Now, I always I use timelines too, the word timelines. And I always try to tell people I don't mean timelines as in linear, weird lines.
No.
I'm talking about somebody else explaining to me how they thought about it. Everyone has a different way of thinking about it. The problem is people say one thing and then they get mad because it doesn't match theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think that and I'm positive, everyone has their own, I call it their own comic book. Everybody's their own protagonist in their own comic book. I have talked to people that people have rejected, they have thrown out of their sites. And when I actually talk to this person, they've got the same thing they're thinking the same thing, but they're doing it from their own perspective. It's from their own universe, from their own comic book. They're their own protagonists in their own book, and they're important. Each individual is important in your own fucking world. Don't ever look at somebody else better than you. You are your own protagonist in your own world. You make your own decisions and you do the own things you're happy with. Person explained to me there was no shifting, that you go up, and then down below, like a Rubik's Cube, it redoes itself. And then you come back down to the new thing, or the thing had changed. In other words, there was no shifting. There was no timeline shift. It was a re-roll of a shift down below. You go up instead of going vertical or shifting forward or jumping to another dimension. They simply go up and from their bodies, come back down into something that's new, and they notice a change. Each individual will have their own whatever thing that happened. Everyone has their own signs from the God or from the lampshade or whatever. Every individual. So when they try to form, they try to form the community. I said, there is no community. There is no community. You're not the same as me. I'm not the same as you. He's not the same as her. She's not the same as him. They remember this. They remember that. They remember this. And nobody remembers any of my shit. So I can't join your community.
Mhm.
Do away with the communities. Everyone's their own protagonist in their own universe. Have your own language. Have your own language. I love Matrix's language. It's so easy to use. People could digest it easier. It's like candy, other than having some nasty ass.
Language is like you're throwing darts on a dartboard and you're trying to explain something. But if you're throwing the dart and you're completely missing the dartboard, and then someone else comes along and they're throwing a dart and they're hitting it right on the nail every time, that language is more precise. So it's all about being precise with the language. That's a skill.
Yeah, and that was one of the biggest problems because there are people. I don't like Eric said. I don't like the word Mandela effect. When somebody was like, "This is the Mandela effect channel," no, it's not. This is an individual's universe's channel. I like to hear about their story of their protagonist, of themselves within their comic book, of their universe. How far along have you made it? What have you noticed in your adventures and your moving forward? Oh, I have noticed this and this and this. That's cool. It's similar to mine. Not the same, but it's similar. Eric, how do you enjoy your universe? Eric's like, well, I did about A, B, and C. Oh, by the way, I saw a 13 in somewhere that never. Oh, no shit. He's completely crazy. He thinks I'm crazy when I say I just saw a new phone booth, man, a brand new phone booth that disappeared. Eric's like, really now? You can believe me or not believe me. It don't matter. It's my universe. I can say to you, Matrix, what did you learn today? You're like, I've actually used my abilities to do this and this and this. It was amazing. I had bent this and I had moved this. I'm like, really now? Okay, I'm not going to dismiss it. This is your universe. This is what you come out. This is what you did. And you're convinced you're not lying to me. I can see liars. So when I talk to you, you're not lying. I believe you. That's fucking incredible. I hear other people's stories. I'm believing them. Now, again, I hear people who jump on the beat trucks. They jump on the turnip trucks. They jump on the turnip trucks. They just make the shit up. And I'm sitting there watching them lie. And I'm thinking, why are you lying? Because I want to join the community. There is no community, man. It's an individual journey. You could get off my truck now and go find your own journey. It'll come to you when you look for it. Identify for yourself. You'll be surprised at what you can learn and what you can do. I like how you put that, the matrix, what it will provide for you if you feed into it. And I always have the philosophy of I like to empty my basket, so I give it away, and then something will come back in. The matrix, put something back in, please. Put something back in my basket. I'm giving it away. Put something in. If you give something away, it'll give you something back. That's how I kind of look at it.
Well, I am going to have to ask this again because we talked about this before. I've seen this before. Matrix Unveiled has another video about sexual energy. Is there a pattern here?
I knew you were going to pick that.
Here that we need to help?
Yes.
You need Bob to find you a woman or something? Another sexual energy?
Wow.
Do I need Bob to find?
Oh, don't worry, dude. I'll get you hooked. And she got one leg though, and she's cheaper though than the other ones because she got one leg.
So, are you asking about why I make videos on sexual energy?
No. What is the 28 minutes? So I'm not going to play it. It's long.
It's long, yeah.
Energy, multiple partners. That's interesting. What's that about?
So sexual energy is our storage. It is the battery for our consciousness. So when you are mixing your energy is like water, okay? If you go around and you mix your energy with dirt, and then you mix it with more dirt, and you keep mixing with all of this different kind of dirt and rocks, then your energy gets polluted and it gets very, very muddy. And so then you don't have a clean connection to spirit, to the universal consciousness. So now you're all muddied up, and now you're wondering, why am I struggling in my life? Why am I not able to attract the things that I want? Why don't I have the job? Why don't I have the energy or the motivation? So sexual energy is so important to learn to conserve and to learn to basically only share with someone that you are really loving towards. So that video is talking about the trend in Western society, which is go sleep with this person, this person, this person, this person. You don't understand on an energetic aspect. On an energetic aspect, you just picked up 10 different parasites that are feeding off of your energy, that are in your aura. Now, I can see people's aura, so I can see this kind of stuff. So it's disgusting. There is a realm that is beyond the visible light spectrum. Okay, this beyond the visible light spectrum, there are other beings that live there. Okay, just like we live in the visible light spectrum, there are other creatures that live in the different nanometers of light. So the ultraviolet, the gamma, the X-ray, these different frequencies. Now, human beings are multidimensional, meaning we have a torus field. We have an energy field. This energy field is contained of light. So when we mix our sexual energy, which is our most potent energy, that's our creative force, when we mix it with another person and we're unconscious with it, we muddy up our energies. We allow parasites to come in to feed off of us. They will eat your energy. It's like having all these ticks on your body. What happens when you have ticks on your body? You literally get sick. Yes. So a lot of women, I'm going to say this, I'm not being sexist here, but I'm saying a lot of, females in the Western society, they, the cases with people having schizophrenic or psychotic medication, it's so high. And a lot of women wondering, like, why am I crazy? Why do I feel bipolar? Why do I feel completely just unstable in my emotions? And then you look at their sexual history, they've had like 15 partners in the last like 2 years.
Yes, I've seen the on that, by the way.
The naked blonde in your bed.
There's no naked
Look
blonde.
over there. It looks like almost a body right there. It really does. Look on the left side.
Where's the body? I don't know what you're talking about.
If you look at your bed, there's a little bump by the pillows. So it looks like there can be a body underneath that blanket.
No, it's just the way the blanket is.
Yeah, no, I've seen a study, again, no disrespect. In fact, take this information, throw it away. I have to double check it. I don't know if I believe it, but there was the study done about females with males, that the female will keep a cell
Keeps
from
the
male.
DNA.
They keep the DNA. Yeah, they keep the DNA from the male. So every male that a female sleeps with, they get a piece of their DNA.
Mm-hmm.
And I separate myself from this place. This is my avatar here. This is my body here. I've got different skulls. I got my stomach is in a different spot. My heart's in the center. Everything's different than what I went to school for and learned about. Maybe it was always wrong. I don't know. Let's not argue that. But I read the studies, the case studies, as an anthropologist, as a non-biased anthropologist, and I was like, what the hell is this? The gals keep the cells from the males. So if there was an innocent, perfect gal, she's looking for a career, a good life, a good heart, and she has a couple of drinks and some schmuck comes in and it woos himself into the position of Prince Charming. This falsifies everything. He bought the fucking expensive watch. He's got the expensive shoe. He's got the perfect swagger. Piece of shit makes his way into the fucking situation room, and whatever happens, happens. So now she's carrying homie's fucking cells, and it turns out he's a piece of crap. He's a fraud. So she got this fraud in her head. It carries his DNA. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Ladies, do not. Please don't go grabbing the phone and checking the guy's entire background, because everyone's got a little bit of a closet in their fucking, or a skeleton in their closet, but really check who you're with. Really understand who you're with. You're going to carry them for life. You were talking about schizophrenia. There's a high case of schizophrenia, high case of anxiety, and all these weird things. I'm like, they've never had these problems, man. Wow. Where's it coming from?
And so the elite,
a man can't carry their.
They sure do.
Yeah.
They sure do. Yes. Let's go back to the men. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so let me explain. So first of all, yes, men do carry the energy, but because men are the ones that are actually inserting themselves, they don't carry as much. Okay, the woman is receiving when they're having sex, they're receiving that energy. It's going inside of them. The man is going to carry an attachment as well. So if you have sex with a really low vibrational person, yes, you're going to carry energy, but it's not as bad as for a woman when they receive and they open up and they take that energy. Now, the elite, quote unquote, right? They know the power of sexual energy. So what do? They mainstream sex and they make it seem like this casual thing. sex is a sacred energy exchange. So
Yeah.
they make it seem like it's this casual thing you should just be doing with anyone. You don't realize on a multi-dimensional level what you're opening yourself up to. You're letting all of this different energy come into your body, and then that can literally control your life. You can get addicted to this person. You can get addicted to their tendencies. I knew a girl that she had sex with this one guy, and then after she had sex multiple times, she became addicted to smoking cigarettes and addicted to doing drugs because he was doing drugs and he was doing cigarettes. And now she's addicted to that. She can't quit it because that energy's inside of her. And so that's just one instance, so many different ones.
She's a distance away and hard to talk to.
Every time I see her, very good.
Well, leave her alone. It's not the one for you.
There's knights back in the medieval. These knights would do chastity vow. I'm not saying do that. I'm saying, but there were monks that would do. They go into the mountain and do a chastity vow for a little bit. Really cleans you up. I did a decade chastity by accident because I had 2 kids I had to raise. I broke with 2 kids. I wasn't dating nobody. I have kids. It don't work that way. So I had made 10 years, and in that time, I developed my own karma. I was a good person. I turned into because I wasn't out playing the game. I wasn't rolling into because you get into that mood with the girl. You got to always come up with something. You're almost an entertainer when you're on a date. You're an entertainer.
That's not the way I do it.
Day all the way through the night, and you got to keep it up day and day. You become the character that you are pretending to be with that girl. As other than yourself. I just come in as myself. Bullshit. You come in a little bit blinging. You come in a little bit singing, and you're trying to woo the lady. It's just the men who tell me that come in as myself. No, you don't.
Well, here's the thing. If you are someone that has a lot to offer in the world, you as a man, okay, a man is supposed to be focused on his purpose in life. So naturally, he's going to have that magnetism, that energy about him. So women are going to be drawn to that. Now, if there's 10 different girls that are trying to get your attention, you're going to say, why should I pick you? Why? I'm not going to woo you. Why you woo me? Let's see. What kind of thing do you have to offer me in my life? That's the way I approach this kind of thing. So I'm not going to be like, oh, I need you. Because, no, I have my business. I have my, my life. Like, what can you offer me in my life? That's the mentality you got to come at it from.
Nice. Yeah, I tell people just if you can be yourself as hard as it's hard to do to people to be themselves. It really is because you're watching a movie, you're watching John Travolta come out and do his free. You want to buy the tight pants, you want to stuff the crotch hair a little bit. Ladies want to fluff up the breasticles a little bit. Don't do that. Just come in. Am I saying walk and make a date in pajamas? Maybe so. Go on a date in pajamas and see how that works.
See, think about it. The women are the ones that do all the dressing up. They're the one that put the war paint on to make themselves look appealing and to basically woo the guy. Really. So if you think about it, as a man, if you're not focused on your purpose and you're not achieving something in your life, then you're going to be chasing all these different women. Then you're going to be obsessed with that because you have nothing else for your life. But if you're focused, then all these other women are going to be chasing you. And you're going to be like, well, I don't, why should I entertain you? What do you have to offer?
The only thing I got to say is I have a daughter who's 13 years old. And if I see any guy look at her, I'm going after you. Because there's a lot of creeps and jerks out there that listen. I watched a show last night where a guy was disposing somebody for sleeping with somebody who's 14 and didn't say he didn't know. Bull fucking shit. You know what 14 and 13. All you men, you get your fucking DNA. You get away from my daughter because I'll come after you. But I gotta ask this one. You had this one video. I can't see how you did it in 14 minutes because your sentence for this video is really deep. And this is what I'm talking about. This video you called it. Hold on. Who are the Matrix programmers? Now that's a deep conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that one. I'll be honest, I didn't watch that one. But how can you explain that in 14 minutes?
Man.
That's a big sentence. Who are the programmers? I mean, that's huge. What is that going to?
So the programmers, we recognize each other when we talk to each other. I have a few friends that I know. Now, we are all to some degree programmers, okay? But there are certain souls that are like me. They're very in tune with that code, okay? And so I know a few people that are very in touch with the code, very in touch with this backdoor aspect of reality. Not everyone is in touch with it because they don't need to. It's like, you're a merchant, you're a farmer, you're a king, you're a queen, and there's the priests or whatever. And so everyone plays their role. And some people are those beings. Now, remember, I'm using different language. So what you might have called a priest or a shaman or something like that back in the day, I'm calling the Matrix programmer. These are the beings that are at the highest level of consciousness. These are the sages, the ones that people would come to for the advice and for the knowledge, because they had unlocked the deepest levels of the universe, the deeper secrets. So I have a few friends that I know will talk about the code, okay? And this is not something that we can even talk about on air or anything because it's so deep. It doesn't make any sense. If I were to talk about it, I talked about it a few times on your guys' show. It doesn't make any sense. Nobody knows how to work with the code and how to activate it.
Don't go down that path because if you can't explain it to the masses, then you're going to cause too much confusion and then an argument. Don't do it.
No, it's a deep conversation.
It's a deep topic. But I did have people message me on Instagram and and in the comments, they were writing like, "I've seen the code. I know what you're talking about. Thank you for making this video. I resonate." So you can check the comment section on there. There's a few of them that said that. And so I know they got drawn to my channel because I put that energy out, and so it resonates. But not everybody is going to resonate with that topic. There's not too many people that have seen the code in their life. And when you see the code, like I shared my story about it, it changes the way you see the reality. It changes because now you've seen, okay, this is what God put there to literally create this reality.
Yeah,
you're right. There's people who say they're open-minded, but they're really not open-minded. They're only open-minded if it fits what their open mind is.
Yeah, be careful because I try to tell people I don't like talking about because I look and say it's fine. I'm crazy. I'm insane. I'm gonna call it whatever you want to call it. Driving away from I mentioned it before. I don't like mentioning it anymore. I'll do it anyway because you talked about that. Driving away from the mall. I was somebody who's awake. I mean, wide awake, like awake. People that awake, knows everything I do, if not more than I do. I'm driving away from the mall, and I look off in the distance it wasn't like I'm looking for something. I'm just doing the old survey, the hazy daisy, non-thinking, in a car, lazy, doing the surface survey. I'm just looking off like this, and I see this large silver half wheel, huge in the horizon with like spokes, with like spokes in it. And it come into view, and I was like, what the fuck? I turned to the other person, look at the fucking, what the fuck? It's gone. It was right there, and I tried to describe it. I saw it. I clear as fucking day. It was a huge half wheel in the distance with the spokes and some weird things in the middle. I don't know what it was. Again, let's call it a daytime flash nightmare. A daytime delusion. There's 100 things it could be. But I saw it. And I have to tell myself, am I crazy? I don't know. But I saw this thing. And like I saw through the veil for a second.
Yeah.
I wasn't concentrating. Literally, my brain was turned off. Like you just ate food. You're in the car. You're in that delusional kind of just dreamy state. And I saw it. And to this day, I can still tell people, but I can't because they're like, well, I'm like, you know what? Let's not debate it. I'm going to call it out. I'm going to debunk it first. Let me debunk it first. But again, like sometimes these things flash in and flash out. You don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it's just like you said. So this simulation, it's well coded to make people believe that it's real, but people see through the cracks all the time, and then they're like, I saw through it once. I know that there's something else here.
Swear to
And
God.
those situations, they stick with them for the rest of their life. I was like, I know I saw something that you saw through the Matrix. You saw an element to it. So when you're really tired, like sometimes you'll like you're really tired, or you've just worked out, like you'll see like double of something, or you'll see something that's abnormal, not just like your brain hallucinating, but something that's really abnormal. And you'll know, like, I just saw something that doesn't make any sense. And
No.
like I used to have this experience, and this is something that I can kind of trigger. Basically, people start to lag, like in a video game. You know how you like see in a video game like characters will lag. So
Yeah.
sometimes when I'm driving on the freeway, or when I'm in a very high meditative state, and I watch people walk, it's almost like they're walking in the same spot over and over and over again. And the computer isn't registering as fast as possible. My consciousness is seeing it faster. So then they'll take a step back, and then they'll like move them backwards.
I did it with planes.
Yeah.
Eric was on his way to get his medication, and ask Eric, it was the Matrix, whatever you want to call the code. No matter where Eric turned, there was construction. Eric was like, I'm gonna take a back road. I said, you know what, dude? I told Eric, I see the pattern. You're gonna be stopped, man. You're being timed for some kind of weird reason. Eric makes a turn. There's a construction all the way to end. God damn it, man. Cop there. Construction. We finally get to the main road.
Everywhere we go.
Yeah. And then I look up and I see an airplane. And this is the old thing that everyone talks about. This airplane was coming in for a landing. I swear to you, man, it was suspended in air. Now, let me do the math on that. We're going forward. It's coming this way. The way the visual, this deception, how it would make it look like it's suspended. I know the math. I debunk for a living, so I've already calculated that. However, watching this thing stop in like it was a big ass plane for a landing, and it was again coming this way. It's gonna look like an illusion. It's like it's suspended. I know the math. I've already debunked it. However, in my mind, I'm thinking that thing, like I've determined, we have our own universes as in each individual. Mm-hmm. Maybe that plane has its own mathematics. It's different than me on the ground. So as I look up to it, it has its own dimensional math. Yes. It's not matching mine at the time. So it looks suspended as we're going forward. Yeah, I already debunked it. Yeah, because we're going this way. I did the math with it. However, the math doesn't add up because it was suspended. I'm watching it as we're driving. The damn thing is still locked in the same spot, barely moving forward. Now, I've been on planes. I know about the crazy air brakes it has now, and I know they come in harder and faster. They come in fast now, and they hit everyone that rides a plane knows it comes in fast and hits the deck. So it should be faster, not slower. But it has its own math. I said, this thing is its own universe, its own protagonist, its own subject with the people on the plane. They're looking like it's normal. They're coming in fast. I'm on the ground with Eric, confused, waiting for a freaking breakfast burrito, looking up at this plane going, this thing has its own universe. It stopped. It's weird.
Yeah. I want people to really realize that it is literally mathematic code. When I say code, I'm not exaggerating here. I'm talking about literal numbers. Okay? So when the numbers are not flowing right, or they're messed up, or there's a glitch, things glitch out in the reality. It's that simple. We are plugged into a simulation. Just the way that you would imagine it to be. It's just like in the movie, As Above, So Below. That was the key. They literally gave you the answer of what's going on here. Now, many people won't be able to just take my word for it, and I don't want you to take my word for it. What I want you to do is I want you to have a mystical experience so you see what I'm talking about. And so without a doubt, you know what you're in is really a divine simulation. I'm not talking about like, what Elon Musk is talking about, how you're irrelevant. No, I'm talking about you're in a simulation to teach your soul a lesson. You're in a simulation because the creator wants you to become more in tap with who he is and who she is, or what it is. Okay? You are that creator. You put yourself here to experience and to learn. And so if you are not awake to the simulation placates you. The simulation or the matrix or the system It will placate you. It will make it seem like it's a really physical reality. When you start to awaken, you start to realize, hey, the sun has been changing colors. These birds sound like actual computer beeps. Like it sounds more like a digital computer than it does sound like a real bird. This is all a holographic reality. And even quantum science has already proven that it is a holographic reality.
Yeah. Remember, language, guys, just language. Don't take it literal like certain, like, I'm going to create an apple pie in front of me. Let's co-create an apple pie. Everyone concentrate. There's an apple pie.
At some level, that would be possible.
Wow.
I'm not even,
I can't do that.
No,
not yet.
I can't do that either. But I'm saying it's because it's just code. It is possible.
Wow. One day, I'm going to fly.
I mean, if the weather can be changed, which I've already shown on my videos, you can change the weather and you can manifest money and you can manifest a relationship. You can manifest success and whatever. You can do anything you want. It's just your own mind limits you, basically.
Very good. Eric, what are you thinking? What's in your mind?
He's thinking he wants to grow his
channel. I'm telling people to sub his channel, but there's Facebook, there's YouTube, there's Twitch.
Wow, man.
Wow.
Awesome. I love seeing the multiple platforms now. It's so freaking cool. It's Fizzy Pop. She always asks me, how come we don't do Mandanimals? Because you guys do a great job. I like your guys' Mandanimals.
I was telling people I'm doing a test, right? I'm doing a test with the age groups that watch people on different formats, right? Because I said, like, when I have a show that has the word Matrix in it on my Twitter account, it gets a lot of views versus a channel that doesn't have a name. So I told Bob, I'm going to compare this show and the show we did on Monday and see what are the views like on different formats, because it is amazing that younger people go more towards Instagram and Twitter versus like YouTube is more percentage-wise older people. It's kind of
older people,
all ages.
Interesting.
Very interesting. It is. It's interesting to see the different. Facebook has a lot of 30s and up people.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how Twitter and Instagram really have more 20s and 30s, and you see it more response when you have the word Matrix in it and not. So I told everybody on Friday that I'm going to come back out and give people the numbers. It's my own little science project. And if people don't know, a lot of people in the community know Callie. Callie's a great person. She was doing some kind of project in Canada. She's almost gone for 4 months. She's going to be on the show Friday to let us know what she's been doing for the last 4 months.
That's cool. Hell yeah, that's good to know. I like people within the YouTube. I'll use the word. I don't like it. The YouTube community, the friends of the friends of the friends of the friends. I enjoy seeing what they've been doing. I honestly, hey, what's happened? I really enjoyed your shows. What's been going on with your life? What's changed? Give me some cool stories. Everyone's on a vision quest, on a walkabout, whatever your the road of enlightenment, whatever your journey is. I like to hear your journey because we're all on the journey. Every one of us is on a journey, independently, sovereign, in your own universe, in your own comic book journey. I keep it to the person now. It makes the people a lot happier because I don't see what you see. You don't have to. What you see is important to you. Mm-hmm. You don't need to see what I see. I remember Checkmating the Queen. If you don't remember that, it's not important to you. It has nothing to do with you. What you see is what you see. What you think is what you think. What you remember is what you remember.
Most people don't even care about me saying the Hoosier guy's number changed to 13. It doesn't matter to them, but it matters to me because I remember in the 80s and I know what they were wearing, so I know it was a message for me.
Okay, what about this one? Hillary Clinton's name used to be spelled Hillary. I'm certain of it.
Somebody wrote that here?
No, I'm just saying that, just in my memory. I'm certain it was spelled Hillary.
I don't have the glasses on, so I'm blind. Okay.
I'm gonna write that into Google.
So I'm going into my head. I see 2 L's.
Yes, and now it's spelled Hillary, which doesn't make any sense. That doesn't even sound right.
So I have to look. have to look at my own head.
Illary. Of course, Clinton is Clinton. So you're saying
No,
he's one L?
I'm saying that I remember it, and this is what a Mandela effect, Matrix glitch. I remember it when I was younger, when they talked about Hillary Clinton, like before Obama was, when Obama was president, maybe when he had just gotten in. I remember her name was spelled with 2 L's, and then it changed somehow, and it became to 1 L.
Now, according to this, she has 2 L's.
No way. No. It's definitely 1 L.
No, look. Hillary Clinton, former United States. And right here, the office of Hillary Clinton, and her website is called Hillary Clinton with 2 L's.
No, that's not possible. Maybe. Because I saw this yesterday that it was Hilary. Unless I shifted time.
Well.
No,
let me tell you a story. I called somebody on the phone. I heard, oh God, everybody.
What the fuck?
What's that band? What's that band? Is Everybody Wants to Rule the World?
Tears for Fears.
Tears for Fears. So I heard Tears for Fears playing the song, and they said everybody wants to run the world. I heard it not once but twice. So I called somebody that has supposedly the effect, and I said, "You listen to the same song?" They said, "No, it hadn't changed." I said, "Well, I just heard it. No. I listened to it now. No, it never did change." I heard run. I heard run. I heard run the world twice. I needed a third confirmation and didn't get it. I know I'm not crazy. I heard run. You saw 2 L's or you saw 1 L?
I don't understand because it's been 1 L for so long.
There you go.
No. Like this is not a joke.
You're not crazy.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean,
it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Everybody has their thing. It seems like with me,
that means that yesterday I was not in the same timeline that I am today.
You again. It just proved right there what I just said. You are in your own. You are in your own universe.
That's the Matrix right there trolling me.
It is. I will have an argument with somebody else about something. And they're like, "What are you talking about? You're crazy." No, I saw it. No, you're crazy.
No, you're right. The Matrix is trolling me because about a month ago, I made another video saying in the movie Meatballs, Bill Murray in a contest, in a wiener contest, used to wear a Hawaiian shirt in the whole movie. But in the Meatballs contest, he wore a brand new sweater with a number 13 on it. So for some reason, 13 is changing on me everywhere. Can I explain it? No. Am I crazy? I don't know.
Each individual has their own thing. It's God's way of talking to you, the lampshade's way of talking to you, the Matrix way of talking to you. Whoever you answer to is talking to you in your own way, in your own universe, your own comic book. You're not crazy. That's why I always tell people you can't fight each other. You're not part of what? Your universe? I've got my own universe. You got your own universe. There's not the same. It causes fight. It's like it wants to fight. It wants us to fight. It's easy to fight with somebody about something. You look crazy. They look crazy. We all look crazy. Now I just say it's you. It's all you, on you, everything about you. You could share. If it's wrong, I yield. I say, okay, I must be misremembering of my own universe. But I know what I saw and I keep it to myself. I don't fight it. I don't argue it. Just keep it to myself. You're fine, man. You just proved the point.
I mean, I'm laughing so hard because I literally was looking up this stuff I was watching a video that she was talking in, and it was spelled Hilary. That was yesterday. There's no way my brain is remembering this wrong.
I swear, dude, I believe you. You just proved my point. You just proved my point, man. You're fine.
And the fact that I even brought that up randomly, it was like the Matrix was like, "Hey, look, I changed something, you stupid little child."
Yeah, well, people talk about Apollo 13 having that problem about Houston. We have a problem. Everyone's like Apollo 13 this, Apollo 13 that. Let's go back and look at the movie Apollo 13. And I scratched my head and I sit back and there was only one other person who ever agreed with me. I said, that was Apollo 11 that had that problem. And I tell people Apollo 11 had that problem, not 13. And people are going, "What are you talking about, man?" I said, "Anybody remember it was Apollo 11, not 13? The movie's wrong. It was 11, Apollo 11." And one person in England goes, "Hey, I think I remember Apollo 11 too." I said, "Thank God I'm not crazy," but it's not. The whole thing's 13. Good.
Well, this is something else that's been trolling me, Matrix and Bill. This has been trolling me big time. Bob knows this one. I gotta show you a picture. These goddamn fucking teddy bears for me are showing up
everywhere
out of nowhere, dude. There's a scene in the movie. Twister, where this big truck went right through a house on the road, and right when it went through the window, a fucking teddy bear flew across the windshield and made a noise, going, and then in the movie Poltergeist, or not the movie Poltergeist, and then the movie of The Frighteners, there's a new scene where a guy was beating up on a teddy bear that wasn't there before, and then in Poltergeist, they zoomed in on another bear. I'm like, what is with these bears showing up everywhere with me now?
I don't know, man. I've been plagued by them my whole life. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I get plagued by them myself. There's always a damn bear there. It's always a teddy bear. I don't know what happens. It happens to me. You're just in my own world.
I feel like the Matrix is changing data on me on purpose to show Eric, look at the 13s, look at all these teddy bears. And I'm like, what does that mean?
It is. It doesn't mean anything, I don't think.
You know, I bet you're gonna have a nightmare with teddy bears wearing the number 13 coming after me.
So don't forget, thanks to Jerusalem, bear shit on the moon. No, let's go ahead and shout that out.
What? Oh,
bear shit on the moon now.
After we said that bears shit on the moon.
Bear shit on the moon. Yeah, you know that, right, mate? You know that, right? Tosh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Do you know bear shit on the moon, right?
Are you talking about like the moon looks like it has that, or what? I don't know.
Show them that bear shit on the moon.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
We're not messing with you, man. We're not messing with. This is a fact. This is a fact.
I'm still recovering from what I just discovered like 10 minutes ago.
This is not. It's actually not a fact because I don't believe it. But bear shit on the moon. Bear shit all over. In fact, bear shit all over the moon in one spot. Completely covered bear shit everywhere. One spot of the moon. Yeah.
I'm trying to see.
Eric's gonna show it to you. We want you to see this. We want you to know about bear shitting on the moon.
Well, let me look here. I mean, there's Apollo 11. Astronauts put their poop on the moon.
Yeah. I remember you guys talking about this. But that's not. Obviously, that's fake.
In the woods? Do bears poop in the woods?
You can't type bear shit. It's called bear sheet. It's in the Torah. It means in the beginning. It's actually bear sheet. Yeah, it's an actual. You're gonna put a space program. It was launched out of Israel. They mysteriously have a space program now, and they had launched a craft to the moon, and the name of the craft was Bear Sheet. Bear Sheet,
right?
Yeah, and it didn't quite. It made it to the moon, but
or something, right?
It crashed, and then there's bear shit all over the moon. There's like pieces of it everywhere. They even have a spot on the moon now. They identified an area and circle it. Israel circles the spot and says, "This is where bear shit on the moon." I'm like, "Oh, really?" Now it's the same. It's in the Torah. It's also in the Bible. Like it says, "Bear shit." It means in the beginning part of the Bible. But yeah, bears everywhere. Bears all over the place. There's bear everywhere. We got to be careful with the bears. Because
I can't find that article about bear shit on the moon. We had it there before. I think the Matrix is fucking with me.
Yeah.
It is. So here, I just found a video on this because I just had to search this up. Somebody else did find something about the Hillary Clinton name changing.
Oh, you found something?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna show you guys, man. I ain't crazy. That's the hard.
Because that's ridiculous. That's not even a Mandela effect. That's the Matrix like glitching full on.
Yeah, go ahead, show it. I want to see it.
Well, I just put it in the chat.
Hold on, I'm trying. It making me freeze. Hold on.
It's
I
just
think
the guy's video. It's just the guy's video that he's talking. Like I didn't watch it, but I just saw that he titled it that.
Yeah, here we go. Hold on. I found it.
So that means
here we go. Let me share that video. Oh, there it is. I don't know why it says Hillary. Chrome. Here we go. This is the guy.
yeah. So he just says Mandela effect, Hillary/Hillary change back, linear time is an illusion.
Oh, you should have changed back.
I mean, I didn't watch the video, but I just found that like in 1 second.
Hillary Clinton's situation with the Mandela effect. Now, I remember about 3 months ago, probably watching some of the coverage on one of those channels of this dog and pony show that they're trying to tell us is an election, which is all just some big joke. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, I noticed that they were holding up signs. They had those signs that said Hillary in one of their speeches or something. Maybe it might have been at the convention. And I noticed that it's spelled with one L.
Oh.
This was maybe 2 or 3 months ago. I don't know what it was.
It's 2016.
Maybe that's Mandela effect. Maybe I just never noticed. I didn't think too much of it. Wouldn't surprise me. Nothing surprises me now, obviously. So I later came to find out, maybe a few weeks or a month later, that people were calling that a Mandela effect. That there was supposed to be 2 L's. It used to have 2 L's. And so about a month ago.
You know, that's interesting.
So he's talking about how it had 1 L. And I remember it as 1 L.
Did he just say it used to have 2 L's?
So, okay, so from what I remember, it used to have 2 L's. Then it switched to 1 L for a very long time. Then we just checked it, and it's back at 2 L's again. So I don't know. I don't know how many times it's flip-flopped.
Wow, because he said that it used to have 2 L's, and now it is 2 L's. So it's like that is a back and forth type of deal.
Right. Because I remember it initially had 2 L's. It's been 1 L for so long. I remember seeing all the Facebook posts with different people. So many people have talked about Hillary Clinton. Like I've seen her name so many times. I've been researching the Epstein stuff, and there's never been 2 L's. And then we literally just checked it just now, and now there's 1 L, or there's 2 L's again. So that really doesn't make any sense to me.
And watch, I'm gonna check again. It'll probably be changed.
Hey, the number is Eric, his date numbers add up to 13.
What's that?
His date numbers add up to 13.
Oh wow!
The date of the video, the numbers add up to 13.
Nope, it's still 2 L's. Yeah, it's 2 L's.
Just so we had this conversation. Now you remember in the future when it changes back to 1 L, which it will. We have video proof.
You got some proof of somebody saying it.
Yeah.
Now we don't know. Again, it is what it is. It plays its games with everybody.
Yeah.
Plays its right. Each individual, him and you and that guy have the same little play, the same time. Well, that was 2016, I think it was. So listen, here we go.
Oh, there we go. See? Yeah. See?
Hillary with 2 L's. Then there was 1 L. Is now 2 L's again. Oh wow! Okay, he's proven he's not crazy. You just got more.
For this woman that pretends to be Hillary Clinton, who even knows if she's a real being? Because if her name is flip-flopping,
I don't know what she is.
Just be a literal puppet of the Matrix. I mean, just code. Right?
Who knows what that thing is?
She has to be a puppet, because how can you? I'm not saying anything against women at all, but how can you be a woman?
She's not a woman, she's a monster.
How can you be a woman like Bill, who's known to manipulate women his whole life? How do you stay with somebody like that? You have to be a puppet or using it for your own purposes for power. Otherwise, no mind person will stay with the person that did all that to you.
So don't forget.
Bob. No. Yeah. Listen, Bob. If you were, you think if you're married right now and your wife found out that you just took a cigar and stuffed it up in a person and smoked it, you think that person's going to stay with you?
Well, I'd have to explain to her why.
I got to hear this. What?
I'm not making that up. I'm not a
You
politician.
put a cigar in a woman. I got to hear this.
I don't know how would I get out of that one? I mean, I wouldn't do that to begin with. So it's hard for me to think evil like that. To practice something evil like that, I would simply say that I don't know what to say. Because you can't. How do you get out of that? You can't get out of that.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's obviously she's not married to him. Well, she's married to him on paper, but in spirit, she's not.
She doesn't have a spirit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she don't have one. Like you said, she's old code. We'll use the language. She's old code.
In that movie, The Matrix, there's that French dude.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
That's the royals. That's the elites. That's the royals. They're that old code that were.
I like that. It sounds better to say that one. She's old code. She's expired code. I know she's married to she's really spirit or whatever, married to that lady, her secretary. Everybody knows that. Cigar 19 oh, COVID. No. We can't go there, people. I mean, yeah, no, they're old code on their way out. That's why she's staggering and drooling and looking stupid. You look at Johnny Depp, for example. I used to be a fan. Yeah. He looks like he is just ready to fall apart. His face looks wrong. All them actors, man, look old, nasty. They look out. He's getting old code.
Yeah,
I love the language.
So they don't have that.
When you come on, I write it down. I learn new language. Old code. On their way out. Here we lost Eric. Oh, this is their opportunity to say bad things about Eric. Okay. What 3 things would you like to say about Eric?
He vaccinates his dog.
No, yeah, he vaccinated his dog. There's one.
He seems like a very nice guy.
Get rid of me or what?
No, we're reading the sidebar questions.
Every time he comes on, there's always some kind of matrix thing that really starts happening.
This was probably
We're talking about
crazy.
I see glitches in the Matrix all the time, and this got me. This one got me a little bit, where I was like, "Shit."
Are you still doing your Monday shows?
I do them spontaneously, so I haven't done one in a couple of weeks, just because I've been really busy with coaching and just school, and it's been really busy. So I haven't done one in a while. But
in that kind of format, don't you have that spot like reserved? If you don't do it, they give it to somebody else.
I do my show rebroadcast, so the old episodes just play. So I have that spot indefinitely, basically, which is pretty awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! Really? That's cool, man.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Now, college. How's college coming? Because are you doing home study? How are you doing school, dude?
So right now it's I'm doing summer classes because I gotta finish up some more credits. So I have one more year after this. It's all online basically because of the virus.
Yeah, I remember college. People took summers off. I'm like, what? I didn't take summers off, man. I went to summer school because what people don't understand. Well, go off subject. In college, they're shorter months, so they do these intense classes.
Yeah,
you can knock out a 400 level intense class in like a month. I mean, it's hard. I lost my cherry. It's hard work. I mean, it's hard. I mean, you're writing a paper to 2 or 3 at night.
Yeah.
Usually those classes are like, we all we ask is you take the courses, but you just gotta write one paper, but that paper's gotta be 25 pages at the end of the freaking class. What?
I just wrote a paper before I jumped on here.
Okay, yeah, I know. I wrote, guys, I know college. If you can find a good school and they're not selling you a load of goods, it's good education's good. I mean, whatever your field is. So
and a lot of people might not know that you and I both have bachelor degrees.
Yeah,
these guys probably barely met on high school. We both have high school degrees. My bachelor degree is in telecommunications.
That's a good field.
So when I talk about like 5G and stuff, guys, I worked in the business. I went to college, school for it. I kind of know a little bit about it.
Telecommunications, if I'm not wrong, is how electrical signals communicate, right?
Yep.
So that is exactly what this is.
That's why Eric's perfect for it.
Energy communicates through electrical grid. Through the electrical grid, it goes back and forth. There's on and off circuits, ones and zeros. You know, when the grid is hot, there's certain glitches. When it's not, it's flowing properly, distributing the electricity. It's like it's all the same thing. So
we're Tony in the sidebar. He's also into that too, communication stuff. He's the same way. He's like
awesome.
Eric. He knows how this is working.
Very cool.
Tony, you know how this shit's working.
That's why I don't buy into all the conspiracies for 5G and stuff. I don't buy into it because the company I used to work for, we did contracts for AT&T telephone company to install to use our fiber so they can use it with towers. And I haven't died yet. I haven't seen any birds die. I live, but who cares? But I'm gonna ask you, one of your videos, you call it rebuild your energy. So first of all, like when you say rebuild your energy, like is there a way to know if, I don't know, maybe it's kind of a stupid question, but I'll ask it anyway. How do you know you have maybe a bad energy and it needs to be rebuilt?
So if you're feeling really negative, if you're feeling really tired, if you're feeling depressed, angry, upset, these are not normal states. The human being is meant to feel happy most of the time. They're meant to feel good. Yes, life events happen. You're gonna get affected, but if you're just like an angry person, if you're affected, you got to work on your energy. And so I make one of my main practices just working on my energy, and everything else kind of takes care of itself. If you prioritize your spirit, your life kind of takes care of itself because you've put in the time on what God really wants you to do is to work on your spirits. He wants you to be on the spiritual path, and your business, your relationships, your finances, your friends, that stuff comes secondary. So rebuilding your energy is if you've wasted your energy on something, if you've had frivolous sex, if you went out and you drank a bunch of alcohol one night or whatever you did, and you kind of damaged your spirit a little bit, that video is talking about how do you bring that energy back? How do you get reconnected back to spirit? And basically in the video, I talk about sun gazing. I talk about sitting with a tree and meditating. I talk about doing certain breathing exercises and quieting your mind. And then I also have a lot of actual techniques that I know on how to actually move energy and bring it back into my body. So if I release energy through whatever it is, I know how to recharge really, really fast. And so that's what I was talking about.
You need to sign Bob up for your classes, because I'm sure after every show he's done, he needs to get his energy rebuilt.
I don't need no energy. I'm over here. You guys think I'm just sitting there? I'm in basic training. I got someone that gets me up at 6:30 in the fucking morning. Yeah. We go do a 5-mile long hike every
right?
morning in the forest. We walked so much today, or the other day, a couple of days, that the dog that I walk had to go to the doctor because it was like wasn't eating right. We're all worried, but the dog was tired. We find out that, and I go, what?
The dog.
I'm tired too. Until the person that's training me, look, I'm beat, man. I walk twice, guys. I do a long trek in the morning. I come home, I get set up, I do some research, I write my notes, and then I do the show. And then after the show, guys, I'm not done. I gotta go on another long ass hike. Now I got a walking stick that I got here, thank God. Back into the forest with another. Tonight I come back.
Let's rephrase this. You don't need your energy to be rebuilt. You need your energy to refresh. We got to refresh your energy.
I got a nap today. Yesterday I barely got on, dude, because I was like, you lucky you changed your time. You let me know by email because I caught an extra hour of sleep in the daytime. Because tonight I'm going on my walk again. I got to lose a lot of weight. I gained a lot of weight. Just kind of lounge. I'm big, so I'm twice as big with a little bit of weight. So I'm out working my ass. I'm eating. Look what I'm eating, man. This is fucked up. What is this? This is like made of tasteless cardboard thing. Actual healthy cheese. We need vitamin D. Everyone's low on vitamin D. Get fucking vitamin D. I've got vitamin. I'm over here, guys, in training. So I got vitamin D. I've got cheese on here. Special cheese on this is a Europe because the cheese is delicious.
You know what, Bob? You know what, Bob?
Yeah.
One time we were all the family here was taking a trip to Victoria Island, Victoria, in Canada, and we were on the ship and we ordered one of those packages where you go to the famous tea party thing, like tea.
Oh yeah, the tea. Yeah.
I don't know what you call it. Right? I don't know what you call it. It's fucking not cheap.
Yeah.
It's like $60-$70 a person, right? So we thought we're not here every year. We're not here on this island every year, just in Canada. So we go there. They sit us down and they bring us this tray, and like everything on that fucking tray looked like your thing. Like I'm like, where's the food? I spent $70 for what? They gave me like a piece of bread with like some tuna on it. I'm like, really? Like
Let me make this look better. I put this on top. This is dinner, man. This is dinner.
Yeah, that's
after
miserable, dude.
this, I gotta go walk again. And then tomorrow morning, 6:30 sharp. I'm up. I'm walking another couple of miles. I'm walking every day. And, oh God, I eat a lot of protein too. I had steak today, so I'm on a strict,
awesome.
No alcohol. I can't have alcohol till Saturday because I do my show on Saturday. So I get to drink every Saturday.
I don't know if you guys can see that. It says Hillary right there. Wait, it's HIL.
He's like, I'm gonna prove it to you. I'm not lying.
See, HIL. This was July 13th.
No, you're not.
And that's my friend Chris. So
I think overall, what I've really learned from today's show is be happy. Try to enjoy some kind of a life, and good things will happen. One of the reasons why some people ask, Bob and Eric, why are you doing the horror talk show on a Tuesday and Thursday? Because it's fun. It's fun just to get away from everything. It's fun to get away from a Mandela effect and just talk about a good old-fashioned movie. That 1 hour is like a medicine for me. It makes me feel good. When I'm done with the horror talk show, sometimes I feel, because sometimes doing a show like this is fantastic, but you do feel sometimes exhausted at the end.
for sure.
A horror talk show is just like 1 hour. Like tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the movie They Live. Okay?
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yes, we're going to be talking about it tomorrow. But it's fun. And
Wear my sunglasses.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. For They Live, we're gonna do the They Live tomorrow.
Yeah,
These are
There you
sunglasses.
go.
These are like gamma blocking, like light blocking glasses.
Yeah, mine are too. These are prescription. These are prescription.
when you're in a happier mood, good things do happen.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that message 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to remove that old code from your psyche. So rebuilding your energy, removing the old code, get all of that old code out, and start to surrender more to the spirit, to God, to the universe, to whatever you want to call it, your higher power, and let it take over, let it guide your life, let it really lead you into a life of real abundance and real happiness and joy.
Yeah, you're Indian. You should be sitting under a Bodhi tree.
I do have a tree back. I mean, it's not a Bodhi tree, but
you have a begging bowl. Put a begging bowl. Just sit there for a long time.
I don't need a begging bowl. I got plenty of food. I got plenty of food.
I actually have a wooden bowl I carry with me when I walk around. People think it's a begging bowl. I look like, but I'm in England, so everyone looks like mad wizards here. So I'm perfectly okay. I said I'm from Hogwarts. I'm up the road. I'm Dumbledore's cousin, and Dumbledore's not gay. It's not gay. So I make sure I always say that when I say Dumbledore's name. Not gay.
Was Dumbledore gay?
So before
in this place now,
we're getting close to wrapping this up a little bit, but you got anything coming out? You got anything like your lifestyles? I know you told us that you were going to take a small little break, and you said you couldn't because you were so bored. But do you got anything coming up that people should know about?
So I did take like a couple day break. And I take breaks. I don't try to upload every single day because I'm busy now. So I don't have time to always upload. But I'm writing a book right now, and that is basically going to be like all of the stuff that I talk about in all the videos. I am culminating it all together to understand. It's going to be a manuscript for a soul. So a soul that enters this matrix, confused as hell, doesn't know what's going on, how to live a high vibrational lifestyle, how to live in alignment with spirit, how to find your purpose, how to understand what the matrix is, how to recognize the matrix, how to become connected to the matrix, become friends with the matrix, so that way it works for you and that you don't think it's something evil or something that's imprisoning you, and how to evolve your consciousness, essentially. So that's what I'm working on. I write blog posts on my website, The Matrix Unveiled. So some of the blog posts are basically like parts of the book that I'm writing. And yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing, I do live shows when I feel like it. I make videos when I feel like it. I have a couple courses that I've released. I'm going to be releasing another one when I feel that it's done and when I feel that I've put in enough energy into it. And I always offer coaching, private one-on-one coaching for people that are more interested in going deeper with me and to, work on themselves. So that's basically what I offer right now.
Nice, man. Yeah. I don't offer anything. Nothing. I have nothing to offer. I have a backpack, and I got some whatever wafers, whatever the hell those things are. They're good though. You get used to them. They're good with cheese.
Well,
Exactly.
You definitely do have something to offer because people wouldn't watch you if you didn't have something to offer.
Right.
So.
Well,
Yeah.
we always try to be that show where trying to get you away from life itself and kind of enjoy it a little bit, not have to be so freaking serious all the time. Because sometimes,
sure.
Sometimes that could just bring you down. Show after show, don't wear that mask. After a while, you hear that so much, it's like, dude,
I'm gonna wear the mask.
I just need to take a break. So I'm hoping that this shows that taking a break.
Like Switzerland. We're Switzerland.
That's why I don't try to get too much into politics fully, too much on should you wear a mask, should you not. I want people to have a good time and just relax and enjoy yourself for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if that's being a coward to whatever out there, then fuck you. I don't care. We just want to have
when you feel tired, when you feel like you can't go on, that's when you take a break from the outside world. So that's when you stop putting your energy out into the world and stop trying to build something. And like you guys are building this channel, this amazing channel that is growing incredibly fast. It has put out so many shows.
Yeah.
You guys work really, really hard. Everyone in the comments, you guys should be really appreciative to these guys because they put out so much energy and time into this great community that they built. And sometimes it's important to pull your energy back and to say, hey, what do I want to do with my life? What do I want to do? And how can I just, be more present in my life and heal and take some time for myself? And then I'll come back more recharged. That passion when you first started doing shows, that passion, if you take a week off or 2 weeks off, you'll come back so passionate. You'll be like, I'm back on Gypsy Road. What's up, everybody? As opposed to the routine of 3 shows a week, 2 shows a week. They're like, I don't know if I can do this because then it starts to feel like a chore or a job. So that's also the way I approach my YouTube channel.
Yeah, and then I'd be honest with you, if I didn't take it in walks, which is meditation's what it is.
Yes, it is.
I wouldn't be able to do the show. It clears your head.
Mm-hmm.
You got time to think. You get in the forest, talk to you. God talks to you with the birds, with the trees, with the wind. You get sign.
You got it.
You read the sign all the time. The squirrel that runs up to you while you're sitting there like, I'm tired. You looking, and a squirrel comes up and looks at you. I'm like, oh, okay. That ain't no. That's perfectly fucking normal. That squirrels always come up to people and look at the face. I can see it's a sign.
It's all speaking to you. The whole
and
thing.
everybody, trust me, this ain't the last time Matrix Unveiled is ever coming on.
No,
we've done 15 shows together. I saw on your website.
Yeah, we have a great time,
Yeah, for sure.
And me and him talk off board, my webpage, my website, gypsyroad.live, just finished, I don't know what they call it. They call it sub 2. And that means I'm making the channel better. I'm making this website even better. There's 4 phases to get it to where I want it. And right now, the channel just finished phase 2. So I got 2 more phases. Now, you can actually go to the channel now, But I say I'm not going to give people that website. I mean, they can, but I want to wait until phase 4. So when they go back to it, they can really see it. And one of my things I talked to Matrix Unveiled is I want some of his words. Maybe he's like you said, he's writing a book. Maybe he's got a paragraph. I want to put his stuff on there because I want people to know what Matrix Unveiled is saying. It's great stuff. And that's what my website is going to be about, of different communities that you can read, and then you can go to their websites. So I'm building it where you could go to his website even through my website.
That's cool. You got a resource
everybody. That's how you get everybody on board. You don't have to always talk about the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Eric, so I know you texted me and you asked me about like a professional designer for the website. So I recently had someone design mine for me. Ooh. And she did a great job. So I can actually send you her information. But if you wanted to see what it looked like right now, you can take a look because it looks pretty professionally done. I was very happy with the way she did it. Wow. She was incredible. So
yeah, I should have done it. I got a company called Zoic right now that's actually working on it.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, you want to have a designer that you can talk to. Like she'd like voice message me and then I'd voice message her back, and we'd make everything. Like everything is customized. It's not totally done yet, but it looks really good from before. He froze. He froze. He's like,
he fucking froze. He froze. I joke about always be prepared to be frozen and be in a machismo kind of position. Eric is frozen like this.
No.
Eric frozen.
I was like, really? The Matrix system is going to fuck it up at the end of the show?
I love how he writes on Twitter and on Twitch at the same time. Really, I just froze.
You could be in any position but that one, Eric. That was bad.
The Matrix is like, submit to me.
Submit to me.
It's like when Bob, on one of the shows last week or so, Bob says, they never kicked me off, whatever, and then Bob just froze. How did that happen? He kicked me out. Oh, Bob, did you plan that? Because that was perfect. Bob goes, no, I didn't plan that.
No, I didn't plan
it. They never kicks me off. Bob goes, YouTube never kicks me off, and he was kicked off.
Oh, God.
That is the AI, people. That is the AI. Like that, the AI has a personality, so it will troll you like that. And it's like, look, I'm more conscious than you because I literally did that at the right time. You're not even aware of that,
I didn't even know where it stopped my sentence. I was still talking.
Yeah.
And then I'm out. I'm like, oh, this is and I'm trying to get back in. And Eric's like, how did you plan that? Plan what? Mm-hmm. He goes, you got kicked out. You said, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I was just thrown out. What are you talking about? You had a sentence where it stopped right on the thing. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I had to go back and take a look.
Eric ascended. I'm also.
You ascended.
Well, guys, that's about it. So tomorrow, it's a 1-hour show, Horror Talk. We're going to talk about They Live. Some people say it's not horror, it's sci-fi. It doesn't matter. We're going to be talking about it. And then Friday, Callie, everybody knows her from Society Rejects. She's been in Winnipeg, Canada for like 4 months absence. So we're going to find out what she's been doing for the last 4 months. Where has she gone? So we'll get that on Friday. And that's it, everybody. Everybody have a good one.
Awesome. Yep.